Hey, Floyd, what was your reaction to the fight, man? What was your reaction to the fight, man?
Nah, which Lamont won? Who you got won? Lamont.
Man, you gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather weighed in on the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach bout, sharing his thoughts on the outcome. The boxing world exploded after the fight ended in controversy. Shocker Stevenson also reacted strongly in insisting it wasn't a draw. Roach won. He criticized Davis for being overconfident and underestimating Roach's skills. Stevenson believes Davis assumed Roach wasn't a real threat, which led to his struggles in the ring. Fans echoed Stevenson's frustration.
Nah, which Lamont won? Who you got won? Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
I don't know.
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
You said what?
You still want the Tank Davis fight? What went wrong? What went wrong? Take out a real steam or a fire out of it? Or is it still the same?
I mean, we're going to see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been said this, so.
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
Shocker tweeted stating about the Tank versus Roach match that my tight hit tonight for the people that don't know _ about boxing, and the fight went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Fans agreed, demanding a rematch. Renowned boxer and media personality Jake Paul expressed his disappointment in Davis's performance, stating that the fight lacked the intensity expected from a championship out. Paul remarked that Davis needed to create more action, likening the match to a sparring session rather than a competitive fight. He further commented that this was not the Gervonta Davis he was familiar with, implying a deviation from Davis's usual aggressive style.
Man, he got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, you gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God. But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Middleweight champion Demetrius Andrade weighed in on the fight, acknowledging Lamont Roach's impressive skills showcased during the bout. Andrade pined that the match should not have been ruled a draw, suggesting that Roach had done enough to secure a victory despite the controversial decision. Andrade praised the overall quality of the fight, highlighting the competitiveness and skill displayed by both fighters.
Roach had something that we all wasn't expecting. He might have had power. His distance was good. He came in ready, prepared to fight, and he showcased that. And man, we had a good fight overall. It was a good IQ fight.
In all honesty, do you think Roach pulled it off?
I'm not going to say that at all. I don't think that the draw is good. Other than that, it was a great fight. We'll love to see it again. It's me again, Caleb Plant, Chalo, Munguia, Edgar Belanga, where the fuck you motherfuckers at? Let's get this shit happen. You already know. Stop playing. Let's get these shits popping, man. Time is ticking. Tick, 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 tick.
I mean, 100%. What do you think about Berlanga's obviously opponent that he chose? I mean,
Former world champion Danny Garcia reflected on the bout, describing it as a great fight that showcased the talents of both boxers. Regarding Gervonta Davis's performance, Garcia noted that not every night in boxing represents a fighter's best, suggesting that Davis may have had an off night. He emphasized the unpredictable nature of the sport and the challenges fighters face in maintaining peak performance consistently.
Pues ahora sí que dieron una gran pelea, pero ahora sí que me sorprendió la pelea que dio Lamont Roach y bueno, fue una gran pelea para todos los aficionados.
¿Tú crees que fue un empate?
No, yo creo que no, creo que le quedaron a deber la caída a Lamont Roach, pero bueno, decisión de los jueces y del referee que no le hizo válida la caída, no le hizo el conteo.
¿Qué le fue mal en esta pelea para Gervonta? ¿Qué fue lo que no hizo para que los jueces le den esta pelea? ¿Tú qué piensas?
Bueno, él nada más apostó a un solo round, a un solo golpe para poderlo noquear, y el cual Loma venía muy bien preparado, muy bien concentrado en el plan de trabajo. Y bueno, creo que a Tank le faltó presionar, tirar más golpes para ser más contundente y que se viera más efectivo a la hora de la victoria.
¿Te gustaría ver una revancha entre ellos?
Pues estaría muy agradable. Ahora sí que en la primera estuvo muy buena, yo creo que en la segunda también.
Veteran boxing commentator Jim Lampley shared his thoughts on the fight's outcome, stating that draws are generally disappointing for both fans and the fighters involved. He highlighted that many expected Gervonta Davis to secure a knockout victory, especially considering that Lamont Roach had moved up in weight class for this fight. Lampley suggested that Davis's inability to knock out Roach could be seen as a setback in his career, potentially affecting his standing in the lightweight division.
There's no doubt this was a statement.
Danny, what's going on, my man? What do you think of the fight?
Stay with me, right?
Danny, what do you think of the fight, man? Are you surprised by the outcome? It was a close fight.
I'm not surprised the way Lamont fought. I knew Lamont was going to come to fight. It was an opportunity of a lifetime. He did a good job. He fought a great fight.
What went wrong with Tank Davis? I mean, I was expecting him to knock him out.
Every night in boxing is not your best, you feel me? But at least you got the draw.
Would you like to see a rematch of this or jump into a fight with Shakur Stevenson?
They don't, whatever they want to do. You think it was a draw? I don't know. I thought it was a good fight.
Former 3-division world champion Abner Mars called for a rematch between Davis and Roach, asserting that Roach performed true to his capabilities, which many, including Davis, may have underestimated. Mayer suggested that this underestimation contributed to the fight's outcome, and that a rematch would allow both fighters to adjust their strategies accordingly.
Bag for fans, for people in the sport, etc., etc. I thought it was, in essence, the right decision. The only question about whether the upset draw is justified is whether Steve Willis erred in not deducting a point in a late round when Tank Davis appeared to touch the canvas with his hand. And, you know, that is going to stay in the woodwork and haunt the fight in the breach a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's a setback in Tank's career and for his reputation. I think most observers expected him to knock Roach out, particularly because Roach was moving up from 130 to 135. Sometimes when a fighter moves up in weight, he gets stronger, and it looked as though maybe Roach did get stronger and had a greater ability to resist Tank's power than other opponents have had, because Tank did tag him with a lot of clean shots, and he wound up throwing more punches than he likes to throw to get that done. He tagged him both on the chin and to the belly, etc., and couldn't seem to hurt Roach. And that was another surprise in the overall picture of the fight.
Washington, D.C.-based boxer commented on the potential repercussions of the fight's controversial outcome, expressing concern that Gervonta Davis's young and passionate fan base might react negatively, potentially leading to unrest. He noted a palpable negative energy surrounding the event, emphasizing the need for responsible management of fan reactions in such high-stakes situations.
Left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
In his post-fight remarks, Dant Davis acknowledged that the match was beneficial for the sport of boxing, praising Lamont Roach as a formidable opponent. He admitted that fans expect knockouts from him, given his track record, and that a draw is not the desired outcome for a fighter of his reputation. Davis's comments reflect his awareness of the high expectations placed upon him, and his recognition of Roach's skills.
That Roach closed the last 2 rounds, and then if you think about it, that knockdown was a knockdown. He took a knee, they should have counted, and, you know, those 2 points, like Roach said, you know, it would have been on his favor and he would have won the fight. But, you know, I hope they run it back again, which I'm sure they will. And, you know, we get more of a clear, you know, victor for either side.
How much of tonight was Lamont Roach being Lamont Roach, and how much of it was Gervonta Davis maybe not being at his best?
It was more. Reason? It was more. Yeah, well said. I think it was more of Lamont being Lamont. A lot of people were not expecting that. He was catching the punches really well, took them well. Great combinations, and just stood in the pocket and fought him right in the center of the ring. Even Tank was not expecting that, and I think that threw him off. And you know, great great performance by Lamont Roach, and Tank Davis. He's got to fight more. I mean, it's not as consistent with the fighting, and, you know, again, the timing probably wasn't there for him this fight.
What does this say about Tank, man? Some people had him as high as, top 5, top 10 pound.
You know what that's going to say about Tank now. Obviously, people are going to talk shit, and people are going to, put him, probably take him down on the pound for pound list. And, it is what it is. But so that's why Tank has to come back and really get that rematch and really make a statement, if it's with him or whoever else.
And lastly, people wanted to know who's the best lightweight. Is it Keyshawn, Shakur, or Tank? Do you think he can still beat those guys, or did Lamont show some things tonight that those guys are just...
Lamont's definitely there. Lamont can fight any of these guys.
Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's trainer, reiterated his previous assessments of Lamont Roach, emphasizing that he had always recognized Roach's talent and skill set. Ford's comments suggest that Team Davis was aware of the challenges Roach would present, acknowledging the competitive nature of the bout.
My reaction for this Tank versus Roach fight, I'm really disappointed, to be honest. Like, it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. And the reason why is they leaving a negative energy out there. And a lot of y'all might not understand because y'all don't come from underserved environments or was never incarcerated or things like that. I'm from D.C. and I know how we get active. I know people from Baltimore and I know how they get active. When we talk about rivalries are cool. When I'm talking Commanders, Cowboys, stuff like that, that's friendly and cool. We talk our trash, but when we talking about when it's negative and we know that Tank have a young following and things like that, and I'm seeing certain people at these press conferences, violent individuals, and things can really turn out bad. So yeah, I understand they selling the fight and things like that, but certain things, it can get real bad. And I don't want to see nobody lose their life. Let this be a healthy rivalry. Y'all go in there, best man win, and fight over. It should be all love. We got to be careful with the messaging that we putting out. It's Mr. We Fit.
Roach's performance was widely praised, with many saying he was the first fight to truly challenge Davis. Fans have called for a rematch, believing that Roach deserves another chance to prove himself.
For the sport, didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either, so I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds, so it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight, but it's cool.
Okay, questions?
Okay. Tank, is KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask Tank, when the decision was read, the way that you reacted, it looked like you was upset. You slammed your gloves on the canvas. What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
I didn't slam my glove on the canvas.
Okay, maybe I mistook from my vantage point, so that's my mistake. But what was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that. But it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need, what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was.
Many fans and analysts continue to argue that Roach was robbed, citing the moment when Davis took a knee, but was not given a knockdown. This controversy has fueled the demand for a rematch.
Night for the sport. Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either, so I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds, so it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight, but it's cool.
Okay, questions?
Okay. Tank, is KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask Tank, when the decision was read, the way that you reacted, it looked like you was upset. You slammed your gloves on the canvas. What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
I didn't slam my glove on the canvas.
Okay, maybe I mistook from my vantage point, so that's my mistake. But what was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that. But it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need, what is it called?
Yeah, man.
For the first time in his career, Davis did not secure a knockout, and some of his fans were disappointed, even booing him after the fight. This reaction showed the high expectations surrounding him.
Lamont Roach definitely earned my respect tonight. Definitely one of the first fighters to put Tank to the test. Just matching fire with fire. That was a good fight. For me, I need to see a rematch ASAP. But yeah, Tank definitely took the knee, 100%. I see Roach winning that 7-5 personally. But boxing is business, so they were never going to let him have that win. Roach's timing was on point though. No easy knockouts tonight. Just sharp counters like. Real, very good fighter, very good fighter. Let me know what you guys think, if that robbery was fair or not. Leave it in the comments.
Davis's coach defended his fighter, but also gave credit to Roach for his efforts. He emphasized that neither fighter clearly won, and that Roach deserved respect.
Lamont Roach just got cheated, and Lamont Roach's fight versus Tank Davis just ended in a draw. And based on what I just seen, he was winning the fight. But you know what makes it worse? What makes it worse is Tank Davis took a knee. When you take a knee in boxing, that's supposed to be an automatic knockdown. They literally let Tank Davis take a knee. The referee wanted to count. He chose not to count. He went to the corner, wiped off his hair, wiped off his eye, and then kept fighting. And to me, that makes no sense. How are you able to do that and not be a knockdown? Yo, boxing is crazy, bro. This stuff is wild. And you know what makes it even wilder? His excuse said, I just got my hair done and my hair was in my eye. Bruh, cut your hair. This is boxing, man. Y'all dudes be trying to look too pretty. But with all that being said, it was a great fight. I just hate the ending. Give that man Lamont Roach the knockdown so he could go ahead and win.
MMA journalist Ariel Helvani speculated that this could be one of Davis's last fights, as he has hinted at retirement. He believes that the disappointing result might push Davis to step away from boxing sooner than expected.
Oh my god, Gervonta just lost his perfect record. His fight with Lamont Roach was scored as a majority draw. Roach threw more punches and landed more punches on Gervonta. Just look at the numbers. And was this a knockdown? Roach after the fight wasn't satisfied, and he said if that was scored as a knockdown, he would have won the fight tonight. Gervonta after the fight said that some grease from his hair just got in his eyes and he couldn't see well. Crowd started booing Tank, his own crowd. We all know boxing fans. They love you one day, they hate you one day. That's exactly what Tank said. What do you think really happened? Was that because Lamont is really that guy? Or is it because Tank really needs to take time to himself, retire, go back to school as he mentioned? I don't know, but you go ahead and comment. Let's talk about it.